Joining me right now on Kumite TV is newly signed Bellator welterweight Jeff Peterson. What's going on, Jeff?
Oh, not much. I'm at my gym right now. The guys just finished up some sparring, and then I'm about to do some sprints in a little bit.
All right.
No one
Uh,
wants to do them, but we gotta.
exactly, man. I always talk to fighters, and they're always talking about the worst part of camp, if they do them, are sprints.
Is, yep. That's the part that everyone dreads. Sprints and wrestling day.
Well, hopefully, I could get you in a good mood before your sprints.
Yeah. Get me centered.
Yeah, get you focused right on the fight. Now, you're talking about your gym. Is it Alliance MMA East, right?
Yes. Alliance MMA East. It's the sister gym to Alliance MMA in Chula Vista. Alliance East is out in East County, San Diego.
Now, with that situation, you got Alliance, the headquarters, and you got a couple other gyms in the surrounding areas. When you guys train, is it like are you guys a separate team from them, or do you guys gather together and have a big one big practice together? What is the schedule like?
It's we have separate practices for because it's a good distance apart. Like the gyms are a good like 30 minutes apart. But some guys cross train. The coaches over here train over at Alliance headquarters, like with the pro team, and then at nighttime we all coach over here.
So, what is your schedule like for your training camps now? With the distance, do you go over there a lot, or do you kind of mainly focus at your gym and do all your training there?
At nighttime, I do my training here at Alliance East. In the morning, I'm actually training at a different gym. I'm training at Victory MMA with Coach Tony Palafox. Yeah,
I think is that the gym what's his name, the SEAL, the Navy SEAL.
Yeah, Jaco.
Yeah, Jaco. He's at that gym too, right?
Yep, he's there too. Yeah, there's quite a few guys there. I mean, San Diego's just a pool of good fighters and good coaches. There's quite a few good gyms right in San Diego, and over the years I've kind of just bounced around here and there, trying to just get different training, get different looks, different training partners. So yeah, for this camp, this is my first camp I did with Coach Tony. Yeah, and it's been really good.
Yeah. How is that? Alliance is pretty open about like letting guys go around and cross train, and they're not really, like some gyms they're kind of tight with that.
Yeah. Um, the way I've always felt about it is that if a fighter wants to better himself, as long as there was no bad blood and like as long as there was no tension in going somewhere else, it was just like I just wanted to do something different. So as far as I know, I mean, unless they're hiding it from me, I mean, I think it's okay.
All
It's the
right.
same thing over here. Like I got amateur fighters I train over here, and if they felt like they needed to get better training somewhere else, or if I just if I couldn't provide what I needed for my amateur or what my amateur fighters needed, I'd be more than happy to send them off to another coach and another team to let them work to get what they need.
Definitely. Well,
Good.
let's talk about this Bellator, opportunity. How did you end up signing with them?
It was actually my management group. This is my first fight with management. I've actually my whole amateur career and pro career I've managed myself for the most part. And after my last fight, I signed with TKO Sports and Entertainment,
Oh,
and we were actually getting set to fight on a smaller show in November. And then they just hit me with this opportunity, and I jumped on it, man. Big opportunity. So
yeah, definitely,
had to
man.
go
Huge
for it.
opportunity. Yeah, huge opportunity against a pretty hyped opponent, Joey Davis. You're gonna be fighting close to home too, which is a benefit for yourself. What are your thoughts on
Yes.
the hype surrounding this opponent coming up?
Um, I mean, he's done his whole career with Bellator. They've been him and a few other guys. They kind of they give them favorable fights and just they're kind of building them up. And the way it seems, the storyline is that I'm the guy with a lot of experience, and I'm supposed to be a test for him, uh, you know, and
You're here
test
to
is gonna
spoil
be
the party.
failed, bro. You know, he's gonna it's gonna be a fight. I don't think he's pretty hyped up, but he's never been tested like I'm gonna test him.
Yeah, it's a trip. Like when you look at his past 5 opponents that he's faced, your their records combined is just as many fights as you've had yourself total. You know what I mean? Which is kind of crazy to see. And yes, they are trying to test him, so you're the best test, I guess, for him to have in his next fight. Now, when you assess his first 5 fights, when you look at him, what do you see, as something that he does well besides his wrestling?
Um, I'd say he has pretty good distance management. Is how I'd put it. He's got a pretty long reach. He's got a long frame, and he's pretty good about keeping that distance, kind of like a fencer. He pokes in and pokes out, and then it seems when his opponents really try to commit to something, that's when he changes levels and hits his takedowns. So aside from his wrestling, his distance management is pretty good.
Your last fight was in March. It's been like a 7-month break. What have you been doing in that time? Have you just been keeping busy with your gym, or have you gone out and trained at other locations besides Victory? What have you been doing?
I'm one of those guys like I'm a martial artist all day, every day. I never stop training. Training is just a part of my life. Even when this is all done and I'm done fighting, done competing, I'm one of those guys. Like I'm going to train every day until I can't anymore. And then even when I can't train, I'll be there watching other people train. So I've stayed busy. I was right back in the gym after my last fight, staying in shape. And then I had a few nagging injuries from the last fight, and then I had to work around them. As soon as I was healed up and ready to go, then I jumped right back in and started looking for a fight.
Have you done anything different for this training camp? Compared to previous?
Um, I'd say, I mean, really the only thing that's really different is I've focused a lot on game planning specifically. A lot of times with my fights, I look at my opponent and then I just go, all right, I'm just gonna go fight him, because when it comes down to it, that's what I am. I'm a fighter. I like to scrap. I like to get in there and mix it up. This time we've been a little more tedious with game planning and making sure I can expose his weaknesses while emphasizing my strengths.
The game planning, do you do that all on your own, or do you have like does the coach at Victory help you out, or who's the guys that you gather with to get the game plan going?
Myself, Coach Tony Palafox, Coach Daniel Rhodes, and my good friend Luke Faltersack. The three of us I just bounce my ideas off of them, and together we all come up with a game plan and individually try to they take all the things that they're good at, and they know what I'm good at. They've all been in my corner before and they all got my back, so they they just we all formulate a game plan together and then individually drill it, drill it, drill it, drill it, drill it to kill it.
Definitely, man, definitely. Now, who are you drilling with? Who are the guys that you've been working closely with to get ready for Joey Davis?
I've been working with, like I said, my buddy Luke Faltersack. He's a really good wrestler. He's a long, lanky guy, and also he knows my style really well. So him and I have been drilling the wrestling aspect and some of the MMA aspects, the more finer details of the game planning. I do a lot of work with Matt Sales. He's currently UFC featherweight. Him and I punch each other in the face pretty regularly. Uh, and then I've been doing some work with my wrestling with Taylor Johnson, Taylor Tombstone.
Oh yeah.
He's a really good wrestler as well. He actually just fought on Contender Series.
Mm.
He's been giving me a good look because he's high level wrestler, and Joey Davis obviously is a high level wrestler. So I've been trying to get these guys to kind of imitate his style so I can be ready for it, have no surprises.
what is the plan for yourself, with Bellator? I'm pretty sure you're focused on this fight, but is there something that you have like in your mind that you have like goals set out for the promotion?
Um, I don't I don't really have much goals as far as the promotion. I just wanna take advantage of this opportunity, and it's just a one fight deal right now. So I'm gonna put this dude away, and then we'll see if Bellator comes at me with another opportunity, or if someone else comes at me with an opportunity. And also I just got to see what my management thinks. Uh, like I said, I just signed with these guys. This is my first fight under this management team, and they're taking care of me. So hopefully, bigger, better things will come after this.
Definitely. Now, Jeremy Stevens, he's a guy that you've trained with before. He's a big representative
Yep.
of Alliance MMA, and recently he's been in this, beef with Yair Rodriguez.
Uh
He
huh.
got poked in the eye. There's a lot of stuff back and forth. When you saw that, did you watch the fight live? And when you saw Mexico City throwing things from the crowd, were you kind of shocked?
It was, yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was a bad look for them for sure. These guys sacrifice a lot to do what they do. All the fighters sacrifice a lot, and Jeremy sacrificed a lot going out to Mexico and doing his whole training camp out there. And he's a fighter through and through, 100%. He's never looking for a way out of a fight. So I mean, it sucked that it ended up that way, but I think they already got it rescheduled and they're gonna run it back. So
Yeah, like, a lot of people are saying, that Jeremy was trying to find a way out. I just think that's so ridiculous. People
yeah,
would write that on social media or just, even Yair Rodriguez is saying it like in interviews, like he was trying to find a way out or he possibly was trying to find a way out. You know him very well, and, most fans know him. I don't think that's the case at all, man. It's just weird, right?
definitely not. Definitely not. The guy's a fighter through and through, 100%. He's one of the most savage guys in the game. He's got 30 UFC fights. He's got like 50 something MMA fights. The dude ain't looking for a way out. The only way he's looking for a way out is knocking a guy out and getting his hand raised.
All right, man. Well, October 4th, Bellator 229. You get your huge opportunity against a hyped fighter in Joey Davis, Temecula, California. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the time, and good luck on your fight and your future.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Shout out TKO Sports Management, Alliance MMA East, everyone at Alliance, Victory MMA, Coach Tony Palafox, Daniel Rhodes, Luke Faltersack, Matt Sales, all my training partners. Love you guys. Thank you.